All right, kids, lesson 7, level 7. Let's do C, basketball. So we have to find the average points scored in regular season games by the top 50 all-time scorers. Let's take a gander at this. So again, I bet the data set's in Kaggle. There it is. I like this one. It's a good one, I bet. So, in basketball, all right, the basketball object has an attribute of players, where this array of players are players. And here's my constructor. And the constructor takes the two files, the names and the points, and it creates a player object out of that. At least that looks like what's going to happen. I bet we've seen this before. So here's how this method works. It takes the names and turns it to a name array. It takes the points and turns it to a point array. And then it creates a temporary array. There's nothing in it, but there's enough room to store each player object. So each player object has a name and points scored as their attributes. And so what we do is we go to index 0 and add that new player object into the array. And we go to index 1, add that player object to the array. And when we're done, we return that array. And that array has a player object for each of the elements. So there's the player class, how to make a player object, getters for the name and total points, and there's the toString method that they'll use to print out the player object, and these are your two files. So let's go to number 1, write the calculate average points method. So use an enhanced for loop. So this is going to be an int. It returns an int. So I'm going to go int total equals 0. And for, now these are player objects. So for player play in the players array, it is. There'll be a lot of play. I'm going to call this PP instead. I'll call it PPP so it doesn't sound like PP. Players. I want to take the new total and set it equal to the current total plus PPP, and I want to get total points. And then I want to return whatever my total is divided by the players dot length. That should be good. And then I want to go to the data runner. I want to instantiate a new basketball object. So mybb equals the new basketball object. And it takes the names and points and then I want to print out the average points. Let's see if this works. Let's run the test. All right, I'm crushing it.